Retro Rebel Gamecast is brought to you by templeofgeek.com, your one-stop shop for all things geek. You can find all of our episodes and fulfill your sci-fi, fantasy, and geek culture-related needs at templeofgeek.com. Welcome to the Retro Rebel Gamecast, where we discuss gaming and related topics. Retro Rebel is released Fridays, and you can find this episode and much more by heading to templeofgeek.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts. You can even find us on Facebook and Insta at Retro Rebel Podcast for exclusive content and to see what else we're up to. My name is Amanda, and today I'm joined again by our repeat guest host, Steve. Welcome back, Steve.
Yo, what up? It's your boy. I'm back again.
So last time we delved right into the best PC games of all time, according to you. And we talked about the sort of genre-defining titles. So as promised, we are breaking these episodes into shorter formats for people who only have a 30-minute break at work. So if you like this and you want us to continue doing the episodes in little biteable formats like this, please do let us know. It gives us encouragement that we're not screaming out into the void.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So Steve is back. This is a more subjective list now. To like these, you'll need to be interested in the genre or the gameplay or the subject matter. These are games that Steve thinks are great. They're not genre defining. There may be some other examples, maybe on other platforms that might be better than these. But for PC specifically, these are 10 more of the best PC games of all time. And are these in any particular order, or can we just kick off at the top?
So I pretty much blew all the most important stuff in that first one. So this is just like games I like now. I just listed them off. So no real order here, to be honest. No order.
Perfect. Then let's start right at the top of the list. Number 11, Deep Rock Galactic, which, by the way, if it isn't a song, it should be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's not a single podcast that goes by where I don't mention this game right here. God, what can you say about Deep Rock? It is a Left 4 Dead style game. There's 4 of you that go in as a team. You co-op together with different objectives going on. Sometimes you got to mine the stones. Sometimes you got to shoot the bugs. But essentially, it surrounds a dwarf mining company in space that is sci-fi dwarves mining in a planet they've cracked open. You work for Deep Rock Galactic. That is the mining company, and it is one of the greatest examples of a team game. It has a totally free battle pass. The battle pass in it is completely free, and you just progress through it each season. Anything that you don't unlock in the battle pass gets put into the game as regular content that you can unlock while you do the missions. There's certain cosmetic chests can open as you run through. It is a prime example of how to make a video game in the modern day. Every single gaming company that wants to make a co-op shooter needs to watch Deep Rock and take lessons from them. It's an indie game. It's not even a AAA studio that's made this game. Really nice looking, unique style graphics. The game plays really well. There's 4 classes to choose from, all of which are fantastic and have their own niche. There's a playstyle that suits everyone. And there is a whole button dedicated. You press it and your dude raises a pickaxe and cheers rock and stone. There's a whole button just dedicated towards your dude, like freaking out. It's sick. Oh my god, Deep Rock. Play that if you haven't. It's on console now. It used to only be on PC.
What reminds me of that emoji, I don't know if you ever played that 2-person couch co-op game with the guys with the masks. Right? I don't remember what it was called now, but they used to like have a specific emoji where they'd go up to each other and be like, like I don't know, like just do that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I gotta be honest. The 2 people with the masks.
Yeah, they're like third person. It's like a third person shooter. They've got like full body armor with these masks with like Punisher style.
Isn't that Army of 2?
Sort of thing. Yeah, Army of 2. And there's a whole button where they're like,
yeah, man. Like every game needs that. Every game needs like emotes and social stuff because it makes you care about being a team. You can go up to each other and do like sick high fives and shit. Every game needs that. Like Deep Rock, man, such a great community too. They've fostered a fantastic community, and it's because of that social element they've got. It's so good.
That's what we like.
Hell yeah,
All
rock
right,
and stone.
so number 12. I mean, classic. This is heritage gaming here. Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. This is a
Baldur's
word you can say, and it will hit a lot of different communities. The tabletop community, you got the PC gaming community, especially nowadays with Baldur's Gate 3, still currently in development. When that game's going to finish, I don't know, because they're literally putting the entire of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition into a video game, so that's going to take a while. But for what they have, it's really good. Same, it's the studio that Larian Studios, the same people that did Divinity. Baldur's Gate, I'm talking about the old one, like Baldur's Gate 1, 2, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, Diablo style, top down, cast your spells, have your warriors, different classes you can choose from, you level them up as you go through the adventures. It's co-op, you can play with your friends and stuff. I grew up with that stuff, right? I grew up with Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance in particular. I played it on console, funnily enough. I never played it on PC. But, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate, man. Like, every single iteration of Baldur's Gate I've absolutely loved. There's not been a single one I didn't like. Great set of games. On Steam now.
Excellent set of games. Feel free to choose whichever one appeals to you most. Maybe the most recent one might be, featuring more modern graphics and stuff. That's generally
they all play very different, to be fair. They all play super different. There's not one that's like the other, really.
Okay, so number 13. Now, this is a game I'd never heard of. Terraria. It's an action-adventure sandbox game. No, I've never heard of it.
What? Terraria, man.
To be fair, I'm not a PC gamer.
That's
at
fair.
all.
That's fair. Well, you got no excuse now. It's on every platform. You can play Terraria on your fridge at this point. It's in the same way that in the last episode, how Minecraft spawns a genre, Terraria was kind of one of the first big major games to come out that off of the coattails of Minecraft. The only difference being is that it's 2D. It's a completely 2D game, platformer game. You build your house, you collect your resources, you mine the rocks from underground. Exactly the same inventory system and the way that it controls to Minecraft, but it's still getting updates now. It's like goddamn 12 years old or something ridiculous. But Terraria, oh my god, the journey that game's been on now, it is completely different to what it started out as. There is so much to Terraria. There's so much content there, and it's all free. You just buy the base game. Every single update has been absolutely free. All of the DLC is free. Like, Terraria is such a knockout game. Great for casual players, great for diehard, big platformer fans. It's a really good one. Terraria is a lot of fun. You can play it with a bunch of friends. I feel
bad that I haven't played it. Shame on me.
It's a great one, man. It's on every platform. It's really good. Really good one. Amazing. Nice visuals, nice music. It'll kick your ass in the late game, but it's good. It's got something for everyone.
Okay. Well, the next one for your list, number 14, this is a series of games, the Diablo series. Which would you say is the best one so far?
Oh, come on, man. Diablo 2. Every goddamn day. Diablo 2,
you and
let's
my brother agree on that.
Yeah, Diablo 2 with an honorable mention to Diablo on mobile. Oh my god. So Diablo 2 is a masterclass on how to make a video game. Great game. It's got such replayability. You can have so much fun playing Diablo 2. There's so much like replayability in that. With the Barbarian, for me personally, I've got to be honest. Necromancer coming up as a close second. Another one of those top-down games, a bit like Baldur's Gate, where you run around, get the treasure, play a class. And then Diablo Mobile, which is a masterclass on how not to make a video game. Oh my god, Blizzard, what happened? Blizzard, what happened? This is like
their soul. Really sold their soul.
I was the one that came up with Diablo, It's like, okay, grandma, let's go and get your cereal. Like, what happened, Blizzard, man? Like, what's going on? What's this mobile shit? Like, what's happening? The shout outs to the one guy that went to the Blizzard convention or whatever convention it was, E3. They released Diablo on mobile and a bunch of people booed them. And they said, don't you guys have phones? And then they booed them some more. And then went, okay, let's take questions. And the one guy that walked up and went, is this an out-of-season April Fool's joke? Cold. Like, what a cold guy. Shout outs to that guy. Red shirt guy or red bag guy, as he's known. What a cool dude.
Amazing.
Yeah, Diablo 2, fantastic. But Blizzard is aged like milk, man.
See,
Not
for
great.
me, it's Diablo 3, The Reaper of Souls.
That's a good one
That's
too.
the one that I was very into. I played it a long time, but then someone like duped like a very high level piece of equipment, and then it was too easy, and I stopped enjoying it. I thought that it would make it more fun, but actually you kind of need some sort of challenge, otherwise it's not fun at all. So
oops.
Okay, cool. The next one on your list, number 15, is Hades.
Ooh, yeah, Hades, let's go. Great one. So you got a lot of these roguelike games now. Big top-down, that's not strictly true. Isometric type. Isometric view, kind of, the graphics in this game are very hard to describe. Very artistic, though. It's got such a unique style. Style is a pretty key word to describe this game with, to be honest with you. You play as... Zagreus, son of Hades. You got to get out of hell, essentially, and it's run after run after run of running through the same levels. And it's the Greek gods help you out. They send you little messages. Oh, hey, mate, it's your boy Zeus. Here's a little power up to change the way you're playing the game. Fantastic! Wow, how cool! The music's there. What a soundtrack! Hades sounds as good as it looks. It really does. If you like that, there's a lot of replayability too. No one run is the same as the other. The story progresses quite a lot as you play through. You might think, well, I've beat it now, no spoilers, but I've beat it now. I just got to play the game again, and you do, and it changes very drastically. Like the story progresses with every run. So great one, to be honest. A lot to keep you fixated. A lot to play around with, mess around with, and have fun with. And if you like that Greek god, Greek mythology type vibe, Hades got you covered.
I do.
Fantastic game. Yeah, all around. Really hard. Blasts you big.
But that's like all the good games have a decent amount of challenge, I feel like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, when I say something's hard, I don't mean it like, oh my god, it's really hard. I can't take it anymore. I'm not like some game journalist type. Like, to be fair, I'm just some dude anyway. I've got no credentials. But it's hard.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. You are a professional dungeon master. You get paid to do what most people would love to do.
I don't know, man. I really like challenging games. Like Dark Souls is my jam. You know, Hades is super challenging too. Great one. The next game coming up is absolutely. This next game coming up is absolutely balls to the wall hard as well. This game will kick your ass. Huge.
I mean, it's Stardew Valley. It's like the most kiddie game of kiddie games.
Oh, don't say that. Stardew Valley. Oh my goodness.
I played the crap out of it, but I'm not good at it.
You know, I bought this on console. I bought it on PlayStation, and I played all through it. Like, what a game that presents such a simple concept and such a nice one. It's a very wholesome game. Nice music, nice visuals, you know, pixel type game. You run around and you just start a farm. Your old granddad leaves you his old farm. You start it up in Stardew Valley, and there's a little story to follow. You can socialize with the NPCs.
I tried to get the hot long-haired dude from the beach to marry me. I was obsessed. Single-minded focus.
You can't romance Linus. There's a homeless NPC that will take any gift you give them. You can give them gifts, like Animal Crossing is a close example of Stardew. You can give gifts, and Linus will take anything. Oh my god, thank you so much for this parsnip you picked up 2 seconds ago, right in front of me. But you can't romance him. Why? Linus was my boy. Yeah. What a shame. Good game, though.
It's a great game, though. It's very fun. Oh, yeah. I did spend a lot of time playing it. It's very relaxing.
Yeah. There's something for everyone. There's a bit of combat in there, too. You go in the caves and you fight the jellies. Something for everyone in Stardew.
I did well. I got pretty deep. Like, I got the certificate to the Adventuring Guild or whatever. Like, I got level 20 in the caves or whatever you had to do.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so... Stardew Valley, awesome game, very much like Animal Crossing, if that's kind of thing you like. Number 17, a game that consumed my ex-husband, Civilization. I think he was all obsessed with 5, but you've got 6. And it's a strategy stroke political game.
It's a bit of everything, to be honest. It's a very worldly game, Civilization. You pick a civilization. You pick, like... Australia, Korea, England or United Kingdom, Scotland. You pick a civilization. There's ancient civilizations like the Mayans and Aztecs in there too. Indonesia, Khmer Empire. There's a bunch of them now. The DLC is crazy for Civ, especially 6. I'm talking about 6 here. I've played 5, but I'm on about 6 mainly. I haven't played any of the old Civs on older systems like Civ 95 or whatever. But Civ 6...
Civilization Revolution. That's what he was obsessed with. That was the one on the Xbox 360.
Oh, right. Console Civ.
I'm certain that he put in like 600 hours a year. Like, it just played the crap out of that game every day.
So he hasn't played it a lot then, because 600 hours for Civ is like 2 games. Like, you never finish a game of Civ, ever. But you just build your civilization. You just build your civilization throughout the ages. You start off in the Stone Age and work your way up to the Atomic Era, all the way throughout. And there's so many twists and turns. It's a whole story with Civ. But you're aiming for a victory. You're aiming for a science, a religious, a culture, a diplomatic, or a war victory. And it's great. Like, calm, slow game. You can play it as a hard, balls to the wall game. There's a lot of mods for it now, like Zombie Apocalypse and Nuclear Winter, sorry. A lot of mods, a lot of different ways to play it. Keep you entertained for goddamn hours. And the soundtrack is there. Get that album on Spoofy, on Spotify.
You absolutely love game soundtracks.
I big music fan here. Huge music dude. And let me tell you, Civ, Baba Yetu, you want to get that shit on Spoofy. Spotify, I mean. But I like calling it Spoofy. Yeah,
it's good.
Get it on the old Spoofy.
Excellent. All right, so Civilization, definitely a good title on the PC. So the next one, now I didn't play it on the PC, but I played the shit out of it on Xbox. That is Star Wars KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. I played both. They're great. Can't complain. Oh, yeah. They're one of the best RPGs of all time. I just played it on a different platform.
You can't talk about greatest PC games of all time without mentioning this game right here. And you know what? Funny too. I put it in there to mention it and to only mention it because I've never played it. I've never played Knights of the Old Republic. A lot of people are going to crucify me here. Oh, I've only ever seen someone play it. I've never played it myself. Yeah, man. Like, it looks fantastic. It's supposed to have one of the greatest like Star Wars stories of all time. I should really play it, I suppose, right? Like, I gotta mention it because it gets mentioned everywhere.
It's getting a remaster, I believe. I think it's getting a remaster and a re-release. There's been some talk about it, and I think it's getting redone. I would play the remastered version because, unfortunately, now the graphics, especially because the first one is an Xbox original title, the graphics just don't hold up. They're real blockety.
I would still play the old one, to be honest. I would want to play the old one before the remaster, how I would do it. Appreciate what the old one was like, and then compare it to the new one. That's probably how I would go about.
Okay.
If people say that one's the best one, I'm going to play that one. It don't matter to me how old it is or outdated.
I am a graphical purist, so I would like to have the best looking graphics possible.
That's fair. I just figure on a remaster it might control different. There might be some like subtle nuance differences, that you got to be careful of.
Oh yeah, no, that's a fair point. Well, hopefully they wouldn't make it control different, but you never know. Like,
one way to find out, isn't it? One way to find out.
Is it BioWare that makes this?
BioWare for the Star Wars or the next one?
Yeah, I think it's BioWare. Is it BioWare?
Probably, mate. I would expect so. I mean, we're talking about sci-fi RPGs.
Then, you can't really trust. Yeah, it is BioWare. So you can't 100% trust when they do a remaster or a sequel that they won't fuck the controls, because I think we all know how BioWare has been going lately.
Say no more.
All right, cool. Well, we're nearing the end of the list. So next one is number 19, System Shock 2, a survival horror game that, once again, I believe you've mentioned on multiple occasions. Yes. So it must be very near the top of your list of favorites. Oh my God, this game is it's an absolute trip. There's a lot that this game pioneered that it doesn't get credit for. Things like
the sort of, I don't want to say the AI director, but some games have an AI director where there will be a system in the background that will determine things that happen coming up. Vermintide, for example, if we know about that game, Fat Shark being the developer for that one, it has an AI director where you will walk upon a scene and it will have a certain script to follow where it will put things in your path. System Shock kind of does that. The inventory system and the way that you interact with it's a survival horror adventure. It's a sci-fi type thing where you're a kind of computer, kind of biological. You get to kind of choose as you go through on a sort of space station that's controlled by this evil AI gone crazy. Think like Space Odyssey 2001. I can't let you do that, Dave, type thing, where the AI will pop. It will pop up on TV screens as you walk past and make fun of you. Like you get to choose as you kill enemies. You will get to loot them and take pieces off of them if you wanted to. Oh, this guy's got a better brain than I do. Yeah, I'll swap him out. Like you can go full biological purist. You can go full RoboCop.
Your brain out.
Yeah, like you can literally swap out your arm for another. Like there's whole like that's a part of the survival horror is your whole self will degrade over time, and you need to keep up with that. And looting bodies, literally looting bodies, is the thing you have to do. There's so many little mechanisms and like not mini games, but like sort of what's the right way to put this? Subtle mechanics throughout System Shock. There's so much to learn about it. It is insanely in depth for the kind of game that it is and for how old it is too. It's a very old game, but yeah, right. System Shock 2, man, and great. Like you'll get lost in it, big, like huge, great game.
Well, speaking of games to get lost in, number 20 is a game that I clocked several hundred hours in to do nearly full completionist, including all of the equipment side quests. And that is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the RPG. Now, I played it on Xbox, but this is a PC game list. So I can imagine that it is actually better on PC. A lot of the controls were a little fiddly on Xbox. But that being said, holy shit, this is a great game. I played everything. Yeah. I have pretty much every single achievement you can get in the game. I mean, countless hours. Geralt is dope. You know,
yeah, man. Like
I don't have much more to say other than it's my favorite.
So my experience with this game, same thing. Witcher 3 is so fantastic. The first two games on PC though, Witcher wasn't always this good. The first two games are busted. They are so buggy. So terrible. Like the voice acting is Elder Scrolls Oblivion level funny. Like
that's
look at
so
the first
funny
two games.
I played The Witcher 2 on Xbox 360 and it was lovely.
I don't know, man. You want to look up the first two because it's a bit of a meme. The first two are really funny. But the third one, completely different. CD Projekt Red coming in with a huge title here. It's something for everyone in Witcher 3. It's super accessible, although it can be super challenging too. You got the nice sword combat, reminiscent of stuff like Batman Arkham Asylum, for instance. Very much you just lock on and mash a button until you can't anymore. Certain monsters you have to fight a certain way. You play like this sick badass bounty hunter who has like magic and sword, and you can do whatever you want, Aragorn type, in medieval society. With like funny folklore twists, there's like witches and ghouls and weird fey creatures you have to deal with. It's funny. There's like sick humor. There's sick dialogue. Like there's such cool characters in it. Geralt is fucking sick. It's got something for everyone. The Witcher. It's got some card game. It's got Gwent. If you like card games,
Gwent. I played the shit out of some Gwent.
Yeah, man.
Gwent, they've actually pulled Gwent off and made its own standalone game for a while. I think they took it down, but on Xbox you could play Gwent by itself, and it was great. I was obsessed. Fabulous
I remember that. No, great one.
Fabulous game.
Something for everyone.
Excellent. Okay, so listen, that is an absolutely killer list. I'll just repeat it from top to bottom for the people who are just listening along. So number 11, Deep Rock Galactic. Number 12, Baldur's Gate. Number 13, Terraria. Number 14, Diablo. 15, Hades. 16, Stardew Valley. 17, Civilization 6, but really any of them. 18, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, either. Number 19, System Shock 2. And number 20, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I think that's a killer list, man.
Stellar.
Stellar.
What can you say?
Join us for part 3, where I'll actually divulge my little tiny baby list, and we'll go through Steve's final 10 honorable mentions for the PC. So that'll round us out to a total of 35 games for the PC for you guys to try, which is exciting stuff. So that'll wrap up this episode of Retro Rebel Gamecast. I do want to thank Steve again for this week's discussion, and all the notes from this part will be posted on the site Temple of Geek. If you want to add into the discussion or reach out with questions, sound off in the comments or email us via retrorebel@templeofgeek.com. And if you like what you hear, head over to wherever you download your podcast and subscribe so you get each episode as it's released, because this is a trilogy. So don't miss anything, and rate us, because that really helps our show. But until the next time, we will see you later.
Hell yeah, the finale coming up.